So, I have access to the most powerful answer machine ever created, and I've completely stopped asking it for answers. Instead, I started using it as a mirror, and what it showed me about my own mind was, at first, terrifying, and then it was liberating. This isn't a story about how smart AI is. It's a story about how it showed me the flaws in my own thinking, and how seeing those flaws finally gave me back control over my own mind. Welcome back to Mentor's Mindset. For the first year or so, I used generative AI like pretty much everyone else. It was my researcher, my brainstorming partner. If I needed a quick answer, boom, I'd ask for one. If I needed to get my head around a complex topic, I'd just ask for a summary. It honestly felt like a superpower. But after a while, this strange feeling started creeping in, this feeling of hollowness. I was creating more, sure, but I was thinking less. My work started to feel less like mine and more like a remix of a machine's greatest hits. I was becoming a professional prompter, a curator of synthetic text. That little fear of losing my intellectual edge wasn't some vague anxiety anymore. It was a quiet hum buzzing under every single project. I felt like an imposter in my own brain. It's like when calculators first became a thing. We all offloaded the mental work of doing arithmetic, and for most of us, that mental muscle just atrophied. I realized AI was becoming a calculator for my critical thinking. Real deep thinking isn't about getting the right answer fast. It's about the struggle. It's the process of wrestling with ambiguity and forging your own conclusions. And I had completely outsourced that struggle. I had confused the convenience of an instant answer with actual learning, and I could feel my own ability to remember things and form an original thought just collapsing. The final straw came after I wrapped up a huge project. I looked at the finished product and felt nothing. No pride, no sense of ownership. It was competent, it was clean, but it had no soul. It wasn't mine. In a moment of pure frustration, I opened a chat window. But instead of my usual prompts, a totally different question popped into my head. What if, instead of asking for the answer, I just showed it my thinking? It was a desperate experiment. A few days before, I'd completely blown a major client deadline. My mind immediately jumped to the absolute worst-case scenario. That's it, I thought. My reputation is shot. I'm going to lose this client. Word's going to get out, and my career is basically over. This time, instead of asking the AI, how do I apologize to a client for missing a deadline? I typed something completely different. I just laid it all out. I wrote, I'm freaking out about missing a deadline, and I'm convinced it's a career-ending disaster. What thinking traps might I be in right now? Break it down for me, objectively. The response I got back wasn't an answer. It was a reflection. It said, this sounds like catastrophising, which is a tendency to jump from a single negative event to the worst possible conclusion. Can you identify any evidence for or against this outcome? What has happened after past misses? I was just stunned. The AI didn't give me a solution. It gave me a label for my broken thought process. It held up a mirror to my panic, and for the first time, I saw it for what it was. A distorted, predictable pattern of thinking. It was just a thinking trap. That one simple interaction changed everything. I wasn't looking at an answer machine anymore. I was looking at a mirror for my own mind. And that's when I fell down the rabbit hole. I realized that AI, when you use it this way, can be a real-time mirror for your internal monologue. It helps you spot the hidden scripts that run your life. What psychologists call cognitive distortions, or thinking traps. These are the mental shortcuts our brains take that are often illogical, unhelpful, and frankly harmful. And we all have them. I started feeding it my raw, unfiltered thoughts from all over my life. A while back, I had a tough moment with my kid. I offered some advice. It got completely ignored, and my immediate internal thought was, I am a total failure as a parent. Nothing I do ever works. It's an awful feeling, and I'm sure a lot of parents out there can relate. So, I took that exact thought to the AI. I prompted, analyze this thought. I'm a total failure as a parent. Spot any thinking traps or blind spots. This appears to be all or nothing thinking. It frames parenting as a pass or fail test, which ignores all its complexities. Can you recall any successes or moments when your guidance was helpful? Seeing my thought laid out like that, stripped of all its emotional weight, was staggering. It wasn't true, it was just a bad pattern. I tried it with my work. I got one sharp critical comment on a video that I'd poured weeks into. It completely consumed me. I fixated on it, convinced the whole project was worthless, and totally ignored dozens of positive comments. This is a classic thinking trap called confirmation bias. So I prompted the AI. Challenge my assumption that this one negative comment defines my work's value. Spot the biases in my focus. The AI immediately called out the bias. It said I was cherry-picking criticism while discounting the overwhelmingly positive feedback. It even suggested I go look at my analytics, which of course showed that over 80% of the engagement was positive. The trap was exposed. Then there was the overgeneralisation trap. An idea for a collaboration got shot down in a meeting, and my brain instantly spiraled to, nobody values my ideas. I'm just not a creative person. So I prompted, I'm generalizing from one rejection to my entire creative ability. Help me spot the trap and reframe it. The AI flagged my use of words like nobody and not creative as massive overgeneralizations. Then it asked me to list 5 ideas from the past that were successful. That simple exercise pulled me right out of the spiral and reframed the problem from a permanent personality flaw into what it actually was, a single, isolated event. In every one of these cases, the AI never gave me the answer. It didn't fix the problem. It just showed me the flaw in my own reasoning so that I could fix it myself. This whole process is a form of metacognition, the skill of thinking about your own thinking. And this tool, used in this very specific way, was becoming the most powerful metacognitive tool I had ever used. Okay, before I show you the exact prompts you can use to do this for yourself, I have to ask, have you ever felt caught in one of these mental loops? The catastrophizing, the all-or-nothing thinking, the confirmation bias. Let me know in the comments which of these traps feels the most familiar to you. Honestly, reading through them helps all of us realize we're not alone in having these weird mental habits. So, how do you actually turn AI from an answer machine into a cognitive mirror? It's not about having the latest, fanciest model. It's about fundamentally changing the kind of questions you ask. You have to shift from asking for solutions to asking for reflections. Here are 3 powerhouse prompts you can copy, paste, and adapt. They're designed to expose your thinking traps. Prompt 1, break down my thought. Insert your negative thought here. What thinking traps, like catastrophizing or black and white thinking, might be present? What's the evidence for and against this thought? Prompt 2, here is a situation I'm dealing with. Briefly describe the situation. What potential blind spots might I have? What perspectives am I overlooking? Prompt 3. I've noticed a pattern where I feel insert emotion every time insert event happens. Can you analyze this pattern for any underlying thinking traps or beliefs that might be causing it? The secret sauce here is that this whole process forces you to slow down your rushed automatic thinking. Just the act of writing down your thought and asking for an analysis externalizes it. It creates a little bit of space between you and the thought. The AI acts as a neutral, non-judgmental dialogue partner that mirrors your own thoughts back to you, letting you see them clearly. Look, for years we've been told the power of AI is in the answers it can give us, but I've found the exact opposite to be true. Its real, life-altering power isn't in its ability to think for us, but in its ability to help us think better about ourselves. By shifting from using it as an answer machine to using it as a cognitive mirror, I didn't get dumber or more dependent. I got more self-aware. I learned to recognize the faulty logic my brain defaults to when I'm stressed. And just by seeing it, I was able to take back control. This isn't about letting AI do your thinking for you. It's about using it to see your own thinking more clearly, so you can do the essential human work of growth and reflection. So my challenge to you is this: The next time you feel stuck, anxious, or trapped in a negative thought loop, resist that powerful urge to ask AI for a solution. Instead, ask it to show you your thinking. Ask it to be your mirror. What it reflects back might just change everything for you too. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your own observations. So, I have access to the most powerful answer machine ever created, and I've completely stopped asking it for answers. What will you do with AI? Thanks for watching. See you next week.